Hello everyone, welcome back to another banner reaction. I'm DTM as always, and we have with us the Halloween banner. And oh my goodness, Halloween is like one of my favorite themes, so I'm super excited about it. We did get the silhouettes yesterday, and it seems like we're going to have Asker, and honestly, I don't know who's on the right. There's been a lot of speculation. Some say Valoria, some say Leith, some say Kavaser. Honestly, I have no idea, so nothing else to do but to get on your way. As always, if you like the content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz to help support the channel. Only takes 5 seconds to subscribe, but truly does help this channel a lot, and I really do appreciate all the constant support. And yeah, let us begin. Okay, this is just the generic. I was hoping to like be able to guess what the games would be on the music, but it's just, okay, there's Asker. We know this from the silhouette. It seems like he's like, yeah, he has the angel.
Would you mind?
He's like he's in like a Greek god outfit. I don't know what else to say, but yeah. That's very nice. Sturdy Beast. Ooh, we have another Beast special. And then we have Connected World. Okay, so that's the new perf. So yeah, Steady Beast should be a new Beast special. That's going to be very, very exciting. Okay, so he can transform immediately, and he has some built-in healing at the start of combat, it seems. So he's looking to be pretty... Okay, so Sturdy Beast is offensive. I don't know if, like, it has any, Oh, it is Leith. Okay.
When everyone's in costume.
Yeah, that's Leith. That's the person in the silhouettes, right? I like that outfit. It's really nice. That kit is not that nice though. What is this kit? What? Attack speed clash 3. What? Okay, this has to be the demote then, right?
Boo!
Yeah, I guess so.
Hand over the treats.
Yeah. There's no way this is like a 5-star. Seems like she has some like good. Well, I mean, I guess that's from the trace, so yeah. Nah. Okay, this is one I did not expect actually. But I guess she's joining her mother, which is really nice. I will say the styling. Oh, she's a save. The styling on that art is actually really, really cool. Comes with Armored Blaze, Dragon Scales, and DR Twin end save. Okay, so I guess we have tier 4 saves. It's not save 4, it's twin save. What is twin save? Is that like literally both like near and far together? That would be wild. It's DR though. Wake me up when they have AS. Then I'll actually be happy. I need that for my Valentine's Lucina.
We are to surprise people?
Nagi and Ithune. Whoa, okay, their outfits are actually so cool. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. They're like gargoyles, I think. No. Or, okay, whatever. It's fine. Opposing stones. We have Scowl, Scales, and Twin F saves. No, they have F and N, so one is near and one is far. But then what does twin mean? What? Okay, we're gonna have to take a look at this then. But we have a new save. We have 2 new saves, actually. And we have twin saves now. One for near and one for far. Also, that did a lot of damage. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Yeah. We are probably gonna have to take a look at that combat later. But, like, getting that low against an Ursula is concerning. But I guess with Shield Fighter it should be fine. You just gotta swap out the kit. Harmonic Skill. Oh, we got the neutralized warp bubble effect. I think that's what it says. Or does it grant warp bubble? I actually don't know. Okay, I guess it grants warp bubble. Yeah. That's the warp bubbles icon. So yeah, it just grants warp bubble. I guess, sorry, that sentence, like, I connect it differently. We have Yarn. All right, we have Non-Yarn as our Awakening rep. We have Asker and Leith there. And then we have Nagi. Oh, it's Nagi that's in the lead. I guess that makes sense since Athune did have the spring variant where she is in the lead. So, I mean, that was a duel, but yeah. Alright, we need to take a look at these skills. I'm surprised. Normally they have the demote at the 3rd slot, but they moved it up to the 2nd slot here. That's kind of weird, honestly. But yeah, we have Asker.
Some sweets back for Ash.
Beast Infantry, just like his base version. Alright, let's take a look at these skills, starting with Horn of Harvest. Accelerate special trigger. Foes with range equal 1 cannot move through... Okay, so we have Obstruct built in. Alright. For allies within 2 spaces of unit, restores X HP to those allies as their combat begins. Okay. And reduces the effect of deep wounds by 50% during combat if target's defense is greater than foe's defense, X equals 20%, plus the difference. Okay, so that's basically just Breath of Life. So he comes with Breath of Life support in his weapon, which is obviously really, really nice. If foe initiates combat or if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 70% at the start of combat, inflicts penalty on foe's attack defense during combat equals to 6 plus the number of allies within 3 spaces of unit times 3, max 15. So we have attack defense minus 15 penalty, reduces the effect of deep wounds by 50% during combat. Okay. Deals damage equals to 20% of unit's defense, and reduces damage. Okay, so we have the same flat damage reduction and true damage as in base Asker here. And restores XAP to unit as unit combat begins. And then we have the Breath of Life for yourself as well. Okay. And then we have the standard Beast Transformation effect. All right, this is looking pretty strong. Breath of Life support is obviously really, really good, especially in both Aetherate offense and Aetherate defense. The question will be whether or not he has the capability to be a frontline in something like Aetherates. I'm not Aetherates, in Summer's duels. Just judging by what they showed, I think he should be able to be an effective frontline unit. Especially considering we don't have information on the C yet. We'll get to that soon. But yeah, let's see what Sturdy Beast does. That's our new inheritable beast special. Boost damage by X% of unit's defense when special triggers. If transforms, X equals 50, otherwise X equals 40. If both of the following conditions are met, reduces damage from foe's next attack by 40% during combat. Okay, we need 2 conditions in order to get this. Unit or foe special is ready or... Okay, so that's the Armored Blaze condition. And unit is transformed or unit's defense is greater than or equal to foe's defense. And you have to be transformed or out defense. I see. If you meet both of those conditions, you get the damage reduction. Alright, this is pretty good for a beast special. This is basically like Dragon's Roar, but for beasts. And it's based on defense, obviously. So I can see this being used on a lot of good tanky beasts units. I think Femoris would like this. Let's see what Connected World does. If unit can't transform, a transformation effect gains if unit is within 2 spaces of any ally from a different title than unit as a trigger condition. Oh, that's actually really interesting. This is something I think Oblivion talked about in one of our podcasts. He was saying that he wanted like beast transformation conditions to be more diverse or have like more interesting conditions, right? Because like I think it was Miriam or someone like that who had that like turn-based beast transformation condition, which was really, really cool. And this is another thing sort of where like you have an additional condition to be transformed. It isn't the same as like the beast sacred seal that we have that just removes the condition, but it adds a condition. I think this is actually really, really cool. I'll be interested to see if they have like any other beast transformation conditions. But yeah, at least for this one, if unit is within 2 spaces of any allies from a different title other than unit, that should be a relatively easy condition to meet, especially in the context of something like Summer's Duels and Aetherates. Generally, you're not using all like Asker or all heroes units. If defending in Aetherates at start of enemy turn 1, if conditions for transforming are met, unit transform. Okay, so this specifically is there to make sure he is able to transform right away in Ether Raid's defense. It's funny how they had to put that there. Okay, at start of turn and at start of enemy phase, except for in Summoner's Duels. Rip that, I guess. But I guess at start of turn is fine. If unit is within 3 spaces of any allies from a different title than unit, grants attack defense +6, resonance, shields, and blades, and reduces the percentage of foes non-special, reduces damage by X% skills by 50% during combat. So we have DR having the same thing as Legendary Camilla. 2 unit and allies within 3 spaces of unit for 1 turn, and also if unit and allies within 3 spaces of unit for those. If special cooldown count is at its maximum value, grant special cooldown count might as well. Okay, so then we also have like the Asker special cooldown support that we're all used to. Okay. If unit is within 3 spaces of ally, grants attack defense res +5 to unit and reduces the damage from foes attack by 40% during combat. This is just for himself. And also if unit special, okay, and then you also get the special cooldown for yourself as well. For allies with, actually no, that is something different. That happens after your combat. So after your combat, it's basically times +4. It's basically Asker's special cooldown support, but upgraded to times +4 effectively. And the last paragraph is there to also specify that the support cooldown for allies is also times +4. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think this will be pretty good. I mean, people were using Dual Asker for a long time in something like Summoner's Duels for the cooldown support. I will say, I think the times +4 effect in Summoner's Duels will be less important than the initial one because it can be difficult to make sure Asker is within 3 spaces of your ally when your ally initiates, but I think it can be done. But obviously, you don't want to use this on like a Cavline team. This is more for those like balled up frontline teams, I would imagine, which I think this will be used very, very effectively. And yeah, I think Asker will be a very effective frontline. Provides, assuming the combats are good, which again is really hard to judge from initial impressions. But assuming the combat is good, I think we can see him being slotted in as a frontline, providing these supportive effects, like the DR having, the shields blades, the cooldown support that he is known for, and then being the breath of life support as well, I think will be very, very handy. Mainly for himself, but also for any potential far saves as well. So that will be really, really good. So yeah, Asker is looking pretty good. Again, we'll need to get him into the actual game to test out if he can survive those and how practical he will be in practice. But it's looking promising so far. Again, take that with a grain of salt though. Again, always wait to actually test it in game. That's my motto.
Offer gratitude.
All right, next we have Leith, who is our demote. Why is she second? Why isn't she third? Why did they randomly change it? That's so weird to me.
That way, huh?
All right, let's see what she has. Hungry Cat Fang. Accelerate special trigger. At start turn, if unit's cooldown count is at its maximum value, grant special cooldown count -1 to unit. Okay, so we have times pulse. At start combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants bonus to units. All stats equals to 5 plus the number of foes within 3 rows with the column center rune times 3 max 14. So that's plus 14 to all stats. Neutralize effects that guarantee full. Okay, so we have full NFU. We have no guard. And also when unit special triggers. And then we have DR piercing when your special triggers. All right. If unit's HP is greater than or equal to 20% at start combat and unit special cooldown count is at its maximum value after combat, grants. Okay, it's actually times plus 4. Okay. And then we have our standard beast transformation effects. I mean, for a demote, I think this will be pretty good. It's nothing too crazy though, but like, I'm sure you can use this. I didn't see any Canto in her weapon. That's definitely from the near trace. Faye.
Hand over the treats.
Having Clash in the demo is nice though. You can more easily fodder Excel. Actually, I think Excel already has a
Is it true that
pre-fodder.
the Harvest Festival is the one day when you can get all the sweets?
The shading on this looks really, really good. Like, it's actually pretty nice. Alright. Gnaw has Stone of Delights. Accelerated special trigger. We have the adaptive damage as always. At start of turn, grant special cooldown count -1 to unit and to any ally with... Okay, so we have like an infantry pulse type of effect, except it's not just infantry, it's all allies. I think that fits with Gnaw. Did she come? No, she had special acceleration. So yeah, on her base. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts penalty on foes attack defense res equals to 5 plus number of allies within 3 spaces of unit times 3 max 14. So that is maximum 14. If unit's trigger savior value is 14, so if you trigger your save, it's just 14, regardless of any conditions. Units deal plus X damage and reduces damage from foes attacked by X during combat. X being the unit's max HP, minus the foe's HP at start combat, max 16, minimum 8, including when dealing damage with a special trigger before combat, in which case X is calculated using unit HP before special triggers. Okay, so this HP calculation happens before AoEs, it seems. So you can't... Well, actually, wait, what? Actually, no, that wouldn't matter because it's the unit's max HP, right? So that wouldn't matter. I guess if Na herself uses an AoE, but I don't know why you would actually do that. Okay, that's kind of weird. But I guess it's good that they specify that. Unless I'm missing something. Yeah, you're not going to run Gnaw with an AoE build. I say that, and someone's going to have like a AoE Gnaw with Celica Ring, and that's just going to wreak havoc, mark my words. And also, if foes attack can trigger foes special, and unit's res is greater than or equal to foes res plus 5 during combat, inflict special cooldown count +1 on... Okay, and then we have Scowl. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally and unit special cooldown count is at its maximum value after combat against special... Okay, and then we have times plus... Okay, it's just times plus 4, effectively. As long as you're within 3 spaces of an ally. Alright. Okay, what I really want to know are these two skills. What is Dragon Scales and what is DR Twin and save? Dragon Scales... If foe initiates combat, or if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 20% at start of combat, inflicts attack defense res minus X on foe. X equals 4 plus the greater of the difference between defense stats or the difference between res stats. Max 11. Okay, so max 11 debuff to attack defense res. If either of unit's stats is less than foe's stats, the difference is treated as 0. And so you get 0 debuffs if the foe stats are greater than that. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before foe's first attack. So we get like the sort of Legoose Friend special jump, and reduces the percentage of foe's non-special, reduces damage by X% skills by 50. And then we have DR Halving. All right, this is a pretty good skill. Like you have DR Halving, you have some really nice debuffs, you have a special jump. I'm not sure how good this is going to be for tanking, though. I think in most scenarios, you probably want either Shield Fighter or like a more damage reduction based skill, or one that gives like flat damage reduction, I would imagine, because the max is 11 on the debuffs here. So yeah, this is more offensive. This is a more offensive skill, which is interesting on a tank unit. So I imagine people will probably swap this out, honestly, just for High Dragon Wall, honestly. If not that, then Shield Fighter, or, yeah, probably that, honestly. So yeah, it's interesting that they have this more offensive skill, at least from what I'm reading it. Yeah. I am curious, what is twin? What does the twin mean here? If foe equals range 1... If foe with range 1 initiates combat against an ally within 2 spaces of a unit, triggers Savior. Okay, that's basic Savior stuff. If foe's range equals to 1, grants defense res +4 to unit during combat. Any reduces damage by X% effects that can be triggered only once per combat by units. Equipped special skill can be triggered up to twice per combat. Exclude boosted special effects from engaging. Only its highest value applied does not stack. And restore 7 HP to unit when unit deals damage to foe during combat. Okay, so we have the defense res +4. That's from base. That's from regular DR near save. We have healing now. Okay, that's new. But what is this? Any reduces damage by X% effect that can be triggered only once per combat by units equipped special skill. So I assume this means that the damage reduction things from like Armored Blaze or Armored Beacon can happen again on like the follow-up or on the Brave attack, right? Because yeah, Armored Blaze here yeah, Armored Blaze here, the 40% damage reduction is only once per combat. And so what DR Twin Near Save does is allow that Armored Blaze to be triggered on the follow-up attack or on the Brave attack, potentially. Assuming, of course, the original conditions are met. All right. So I think that's a pretty decent upgrade when it comes to the new tier 4 saves, I guess. The healing is definitely going to be very, very good for saves, obviously. I'm unsure of how good the being able to take advantage of multiple reduced damage by X% in the special, because it specifically says in the special slot. And so it is limited to things like Dragon's Roar, Armored Blaze, Armored Beacon, etc. And it's only limited... I forget, is Dragon's Roar... does Dragon's Roar DR includes Brave? Okay, I guess I can't check here. I assume so, I guess, because Sturdy Beast does. So yeah, so things like Dragon's Roar, Sturdy Beast, Armored Blaze, Armored Beacon, the best users of those will be most buffed by this. The thing is, though, this doesn't buff Aegis or Pavis or Shield Fighter. It is specifically only to that sort of reduces damage by X% things that can only trigger once. And obviously you can trigger Aegis multiple times, as evidenced by Shield Fighter. You can trigger Pavis multiple times. And so those sort of defensive specials will not get boosted by this skill. It is specifically for like Armored Blaze, Armored Beacon, Dragon's Roar, now Sturdy Beast. And obviously that is a really big buff, but right now, I don't think those are like the most important type of armors we have. I think the most important type of armors are running Shield Fighter. That's like the optimal build. Obviously, like you can run alternative builds. Like there are some reopening, armored flow or armored beacon sort of builds that will definitely benefit from this. But those aren't the quote unquote optimal. I think this will reduce the gap between like the Shield Fighter Aegis builds and like the other builds. But I do think the Shield Fighter builds will remain on top. Again, we'll have to test this out and how it actually works in practice. We need to let the cooks into the kitchen to devise their builds. But at least from my initial impression, this is mainly raising the floor rather than raising the ceiling, if you know what I mean. So yeah. It's interesting though, and I do think it's kind of cool. I will say the healing, I think, will have a more impact. And so obviously, like, the healing will definitely be very, very beneficial. In Summer Duels, you do want to, like, one-shots, so it's less useful there. But I can see something in, like, Aether Raids, especially Aether Raids defense, that's going to be very, very strong. And so, yeah. We'll need to get these. Okay. Did not? No. Okay, never mind. That was weird. I thought I could have sworn like not doubled there for whatever reason. Maybe that was tricks playing on my mind. All right, we have the I can be your angel or your devil here.
From transforming into a dragon here.
I do like it though. All right, Nagi, what do you have? Opposing stones. We have slaying, effective against dragon, neutralizes no armor, effectiveness. If foes range, and then we have the standard adaptive damage, and we have built-in DC. We have the AoE damage reduction by 80%. That is characteristic of Nagi. We have grants weapons triangle advantage against colorless foes and inflicts. Okay, so we have the Raven Tome effect. I think that's also characteristic of Nagi. At start of turn, if okay, so we have times pulse, and I assume times pulse 4. No, I don't. Wait, no. Yeah, it's healing. Oh no, it's there. Okay, it's there. It's just not at the bottom. Okay, so we do have times pulse 4, and then what is this? If foe initiates combat or if foe's HP is going to equal to 75% at start combat, inflicts penalty on foe's attack defense stress equals to 5 plus the number of allies within 3 spaces of units times 3 max 14. If unit triggers save, your value is treated as 14. So yeah, if you trigger save, that's a debuff on attack defense stress by 14. Reduces damage from foe's attack by 20% of unit's res. That's flat damage reduction. And then after combat, restore 7 HP to unit. And also, if unit special cooldown count is at its maximum value, grant special cooldown count -1 to unit. Okay. And then we have supportive healing as well. It's not Breath of Life, but it's like after combat. All right, that's already pretty strong. Unfortunately, like AoEs are not as prominent these days, mainly due to like Hathrin and Breath of Life stuff, but the AoE damage reduction is nice, the flat damage reduction is nice, and yeah. We already know what Dragon Skills does. And I guess we already know what AR Twin Far Save does. And yeah, I guess we see here Dragon's Roar. It is only once per combat. So this is a special that would get buffed by the AR Twin Far Save. So yeah, I will say, I think for most practical purposes, the healing portion that's been added will be the most impactful buff to the save skills, because I think most will be running Shield Fighter Aegis, at least when it comes to like Summoners duels. But like, for those that, want to run Dragon's Roar or, I guess Armored Blaze or Armored Beacon, this will also be a very nice buff. Personally, I think like 75% DR on like basically every hit besides the last one, if you can quad, is just like too good to pass up. But yeah, like this. But yeah, for those that do run Armored, again, this is not just for Armored Blaze and Armored Beacon units. Like the 7 HP will be universally good, right? So yeah. I will say, I'm a little bit skeptical. That AoE didn't do much, and yet Ursula still did that much damage. I mean, sure, that was a double, but that was like very close to killing. I think like a Blade session would like actually kill that. And like Ursula has like 0 res, right? So yeah. We'll have to see how she actually does in combat. Yeah. Alright, what does the Harmonic Skill does? So this is to Arcanea and Binding Blades. For unit and allies with the same titles, grants attack res +6, shields, neutralizes effective against dragon bonuses, and Warp Bubble for 1 turn. Neutralizes any penalty and restores 30% HP, or 30 HP flat. Okay. I will say, this would have been extremely good if there were any actually good Arcanea or Binding Blade units. Okay, let me check the tier list. I'm looking at the competitive phase server tier list right now. Unfortunately, I don't think they have it pinned, the most recent one. Yeah. So, yeah, I have to scroll up. Okay, what Arcanea or Binding Blade unit is good? Is Amelia? No, Amelia is Sacred Stones. Um. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Nurgle is FE7, I believe. Yeah. Thea, I guess. And I guess Katria too. Uh. Oh, geez. Okay, we're getting really down there on the tier list. Wow. There's like literally no Arcanea or Binding Blade units on this tier list besides like Katria and I guess Thea. Thea is Binding Blade, right? I think so. Yeah, that's it on this tier list. Okay, so this is kind of useless. I mean, I guess you can put this on your Katria team and have Katria have Warp Bubble. And obviously, like, Nagi herself does have Warp Bubble. And you restore HP to yourself, which as a far save is obviously really, really good. But, like, this skill is definitely being constrained by the fact that there are no good Arcanea or Binding Blade units in the meta right now. So this is mainly just a thing for herself. And it's not bad. Like, you neutralize penalties, you restore 30% HP, you give yourself Warp Bubble, and remove Dragon Effectiveness, although that doesn't really matter that much. But yeah. Yeah, this is a Harmonic Skill that is unfortunately crippled by the titles, I think. Unless I'm, like, missing something from this tier list, but I don't think so.
A surprise for all.
Oh, look. Okay, they show Brave. They're definitely appeasing the Marth cult, the Brave Marth cult out there, who's fanatical about Brave Marth being the best unit in the world. No, it's not. Stop coping. Brave Marth is not, like, the best unit in the world. Like, not even close. Come on, y'all. Alright, so I guess overall thoughts on this banner. I mean, it's a pretty good banner. I do like a lot of the art. I think Na's art, Asker's art, Nagi's art looks really, really good. Asker, depending on combats, I think will be a very good frontline, the same, and providing like the cooldown support and Breath of Life. So like that will have a lot of value. It remains to be seen if it can be slotted easily into teams, but I'm sure like the SD folks will be cooking up things with that. And I don't think it'll be that hard to slot in, especially with the recent rise in frontline tanks these days. And so I do think Asker will have a place there. Maybe not like top of the tier meta, but definitely like being regularly used or like definitely viable, I think. Na, as a near save, like, I think she'll be fine as a near save. To be honest, like, I'm not a big fan of, like, near saves outside of, like, Ether 8's defense. And even then, like, not that much. But I think she could, like, have a place. But honestly, I think you just stick with Marnie, probably. Or, like, honestly, you just fodder her for the new twin save skill. But I think she'll definitely be usable. We'll have to see her in combat. Leith is Leith, the demote. And then Nagi, I need to see more of her combat. There are definitely some questions, especially with that Ursula combat that we were shown. That did not look good. And Ursula is supposed to be like an AoE user, right? So like, yeah. That being said, depending on how the combat works, I think she can be used. It is unfortunate that the Harmonic Skill is not to good titles. But at the very least, it does give like Warp Bubble and the healing to herself, which is really, really nice. It's good. I guess we're having more sources of Warp Bubble, which is fine. It's unusable in defense, so rip that, I guess. I don't think it will be like top of the line meta. Honestly, I think like, you know, Myrrh, Fiorm, Amelia, maybe even Marnie would be better than this. Again, we'll have to check the combats in game. So do take everything I say with a grain of salt. The new twin save skills, they're not, I don't think they're like that big of a buff compared to some of the other tier 4 skills we've seen, like from Breath of Life 3 to Breath of Life 4. It is still a pretty decent buff, giving the healing. I think the healing will be definitely nice for survivability. It if I understand correctly, it is after combat healing, so it doesn't help against like starter combat damage or burn damage or AoEs. So you do need to make sure you are able to survive. But if you are, you will get that healing, which definitely helps with sustainability in something like Ether Raids. Maybe less so in Summoner's Duels, but definitely Ether Raids. But yeah, that's it. Again, I see like the being able to use like Dragon's Roar's damage reduction twice as more of a raising the floor rather than raising the ceiling. Because again, optimal saves generally use Shield Fighter these days. But for those that want to use like who don't like Shield Fighter or Aegis, like this does make the gap narrower, and I think you can run effective builds more effectively with this skill with like Armored Blaze, Armored Beacon, Dragon's Roar, etc. So yeah. Overall, very interesting banner. Very, very cool art. Halloween is always such a fun theme, and I really love to see it. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you're going to be summoner or not, who's your favorite from this batch? And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz to our channel. It only takes 5 seconds to subscribe, which truly does help the channel a lot, and I really do appreciate all the constant support. And yeah, a big shout out to all the members of the channel. Really do appreciate. Obviously, you don't have to be a member if you don't want to, but I'm constantly grateful for all your support and wouldn't be here without you. And so yeah, hope you all have an amazing rest of the day, and see you all next time. Bye, everyone.